Alright gamers, you're watching Chris Neal, and for this episode, we're going to be looking at the arcade cabinets from Arcade 1-Up. Alright, so a couple months ago, I ended up going to Toy Fair and got some exclusive coverage of these little arcade cabinets made by Arcade 1-Up. And now they're actually sending them out to YouTube influencers like myself, and they actually sent me one, fully assembled, mind you, and this thing is awesome. Turn it on, and it actually has its own startup screen, which kind of took me by surprise. I didn't realize it would have its own startup screen, but very cool. So for this episode, I wanted to show this thing off because they're gracious enough to send one, and I know they have about 5 different ones that you can purchase. I'm sure everybody bought the Street Fighter console to show that off. I'm not really a big Street Fighter fan, but I was a huge fan of Tempest, so of course I had to get the cabinet with Tempest on it, and it also comes with Asteroids on it too, which is awesome. But what I love about Arcade 1-Up is their mission statement is to pretty much bring you arcade cabinets that are just slightly smaller than the original to keep the price point down, to bring the arcade experience into your own home. And lo and behold, I have this in my little game dungeon here. As you can see, yeah, it's in my Avengers corner in the basement. But yeah, I've been playing with this for a while, and I just love this console. So let's get into it. Alright, so here's the cabinet of Asteroids, and yep, as you can see, all the artwork on this is of course from the old arcade Asteroids cabinet. As you can see on the side there, the top here, where the marquee went, is Asteroids, and of course around the glass is also Asteroids. And yeah, even the controls you can see here kind of mirror what was on the old arcade game. Down below, we get to see the 4 games that are on this really cool cabinet here. We have Asteroids, Major Havoc, which I've never played before. The same thing with Lunar Lander. I'm not familiar with those 2 games, so I could actually take or leave these games. And of course, Tempest, that was the one that I used to play all the time as a kid, so that's why I got this cabinet, for that reason and that reason alone. But it's really cool. The screen on here, you can see that has the 4 games right there, and you toggle that with this little toggle button here, and you get to scroll through the different games. Now I'm sure with the other consoles, the other cabinets, it's going to be different, because this is the only cabinet that comes with this little knob, and that of course is to play with Tempest. You can't play Tempest without this knob, actually. So I'm sure the other cabinets have the joystick and whatnot to kind of scroll through these. But the first one we're going to look at is, of course, I'm going to play Tempest, which is my favorite. And then it tells you the controls, and then we start the game. And then the volume button on here is nice. You can mute it, or you can turn it very, very loud and annoy your neighbors. But yeah, we have the original. This looks just like the original as how I remembered it from the arcade. And as you can see, it actually saves your high scores. You can see I put in Neo. I'm the high score there. So pretty cool. Look just like I remember. And then we'll start with World 1. And as you can see here, this is pretty much just like the original game. Ah, poop. And then once you clear a board, you go down to the next board. And of course, yeah, I just loved this game back then. And I've had a lot of people ask me if the emulation is the same. And as far as I can remember, yeah, it just plays just like the original. Somebody asked me about the joystick too, if it's as smooth as the original. And you know, once somebody asked me that, I was thinking about it for a while, and no, it's not as smooth. I mean, there's a little tightness to it, where the original, I think it was like a roller ball where it rolled really nicely across, back and forth across the screen. or side to side, I mean. And this one has a little pressure to it. But yeah, as far as I can tell, this plays just like the original. I don't have any problems with this one. But okay, and then to go back to the main screen, you just press down the Player 1 Start button. And as you can see, it brings you back to the beginning of the screen. So let's check out Asteroids, because that's the most popular game on this console here. Or I keep calling it console. It's a... and I'll just warn you right now, I'm not too good at this game. I can get by, but I don't last too long. Woo! Ah! And you'll probably see all the games in this series are kind of basically vector games. That's basically what you'll find on this arcade cabinet. It's all vector graphic games. So I don't know how long you want to see me play for. So I don't know if this will get boring or not, but oh, come on! Crap like that ticks me off. But alright, so now we'll go down to Major Havoc, and like I said, this is not a game I'm familiar with. But you can see the graphics are a lot more advanced than the other two, so I'm sure this came in later than... but if you're familiar with this game, this is what it looks like. I have no frame of reference to know if this is the same or not. But you're basically flying space, and then you land in this... oh, shoot. Whoops, I was supposed to be playing there. You're supposed to land in this little lunar base, and then you run around and... God darn it. Try to destroy this base and make it out in time. All right, I actually did it. That is the first time I've actually finished that part of the game, so I'm kind of stoked about that. And then, of course, we do this all over again. Fight these little aliens. And, of course, things get a little more intense than before. And then land into another base. So, yeah, this one's a little bit more advanced than the other two. I'm not sure of its release date. And then the last one is Lunar Lander. Again, this is not a game I'm familiar with, and I don't know exactly how to play this and what the point is. But I'll just kind of show you this game just for frame of reference for you guys. So yeah, I blew up. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, and there's my look at the arcade 1-up cabinets. Like I said, there are a bunch of different ones. There are 5 in all right now, and each one has 4 different games on them. The one interesting thing I found out about this flyer that comes with the arcade cabinet here is that on the top of this pamphlet it says Series 1, which means they've got more series in development, which is awesome. They've also got these down here, which show they are dedicated arcade cabinets for Pac-Man, Galaga, and Space Invaders. So I thought that was pretty cool. And what's interesting to kind of throw out there for this video is I'm on good terms with I don't know if it's the PR person of the company or the CEO itself, but he's been telling me some of some cool information about the future of these 1-up cabinets. They are definitely making a Series 2, so if you don't find any games that kind of meet your fancy here, there are more arcade cabinets on the way. And I told them, I said, look, I think a lot of people would love if you did Ninja Turtles. And he didn't come out and confirm that they're doing Ninja Turtles, but he said they're working on it. So that is very cool. So hopefully in the future we will see a I hope it's a 4-player style arcade cabinet for Ninja Turtles and the second Ninja Turtles. That would be amazing. And of course, if they could put the Simpsons arcade game on there, that would be heaven. So yeah, very cool. And if you want to get one, I would suggest you do it soon. When I talked to him, he said that they had enough pre-sales to sell out by November. So they're planning on selling out way before Christmas. So if you want to get yours, make sure you do it soon because you might find yourselves without one. And from what I've been able to ascertain, these things will be highly hackable, which means you could put probably a whole arcade cabinet library on here, which I know once the hackers learn how to break into these things, the sky's the limit. They're going to be that much harder to find too. And the only problem is that each one of these consoles comes with a different button configuration. Some of them, like all the games on this one, the Centipede, are all games that work with the roller ball or whatever you call it. That ball that rolls. I know there's a specific name for it and I can't remember it right now, but and the Street Fighter, they have the 2-player configuration. So each one has a different layout of buttons. I was also told that the Galaga cabinet will be a Walmart exclusive. So that's Walmart will be the only place you'll be finding that. And I was told that there's also a secret cabinet that they haven't talked about yet that'll be released, I guess, under Series 1 as well. I don't know. They're kind of vague on that one. And as far as I was told, it's not a part of Series 2. So I'll take that for what it's worth. I, for one, can't wait for a Ninja Turtles cabinet. So I just hope they can get the license for that because, man, that would be incredible. Because that is one game I just loved playing in the arcades back then, as well as the Gauntlet Legends. God, I loved playing that in a 4-player game too. So that's what I think I would love to see. And if you guys have the games that you'd love to see, make sure you put it in the comments. I'm sure they'll be reading. They might, if they come on this video, they'll probably check out some of the comments. So yeah, make sure you comment. And so yeah, that's the Arcade 1-Up cabinet. And thanks for watching, guys. Game on. Make sure you check out the official sponsor of the Chris Neo Show, which is RetroGameTreasure.com, where you can get Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy games, and more delivered to your doorstep in a monthly video game box.